encouraging them to conserve water. So as Nicole said, most schools, or all schools actually, decided to focus on water conservation, and we had over 150 water-saving devices installed to help with this effort, and this resulted in nearly 13,000 liters of water saved every day. So we really hope that this impact that the students have made is lasting, and the community decides to continue with their efforts to conserve water. And congratulations. So all the projects were really great, and we were very excited and very impressed with the effort that students put in. The winning school in the elementary school category was Wildflower in Nelson, BC, and the winning school in the high school was St. Joseph High School in Edmonton, as Nicole said. So Wildflower is on spring break, so I'm going to do my best to summarize their project. They had 23 students in grades 1 to 6, and their focus was conserving the water supply of Nelson's reservoir. In the city of Nelson, they're noticing that every year they're receiving less and less water from creeks that fill up their reservoir, so their community has less water to get them through the dry parts of the year. They teamed up with the city of Nelson to install toilet tank bags to conserve water. So it's some bag that displaces some of the volume of water that would be used to flush, and by doing that they were able to conserve some water. The picture here is the students actually snowshoeing on their watershed, so seeing where their source water comes from and understanding how it goes from the environment into their community's drinking water reservoir. They educated 175 community members about the source of their water, and only 23% of the community members surveyed at the beginning of the project correctly could answer, where does your water come from? And this is common throughout the whole project. Most students' projects found that their community members, most of them really didn't know where the water they use every day is coming from. But thanks to their successful education, at the end of their project, everyone in their community who was a part of their education was able to correctly answer, where does your water come from? Here is an overview of showing the students engaging their community. So I think they set up a station at a farmer's market where they were educating their community and getting their community to sign up to take action and reduce the amount of water that they're using by installing these toilet tank bags. So they were able to hand out 150 toilet tank bags, and this resulted in over 2,000 liters of water being saved every day. So now I'll pass off to the students of St. Joseph's to give a summary on their project.
Hi. Sorry, we're a bit nervous. Okay, so we're the 2 grade 10 students. I'm Dakota, and this is Latricia. What we did is we were in the science lab and we took different samples of water from 3 different places. Tap, pond, and then what was it? Straight from what the exact chlorine levels should be. And what the Canadian guidelines said for what water should be. And we tested them for pH, ammonia, chlorine, and their color. After we did all that, we came up with a quiz for, Latricia will explain the quiz.
Basically, the quiz was to see how much people really knew, like where the water came from, how
much water you really wasted, what washing machine you used, because you wouldn't think there's a difference, but top load actually serves more water than a front load washer, and a lot of people were thinking it was the other way around. So we also checked like how many people knew at least one of the water treatment plants in Edmonton. So we had maybe 5 people know, which was shocking out of all the people that we asked. We went around to about 4 groups, TA groups, or what they call in our school, which consists to about what? 20 students. 20 students per TA group. So I think for total, right? So total we have 44 students. Yeah, so about 44 students in total. Well, not including teachers. What on the screen now is one of our diagrams that were printed out. It was basically a diagram of how our water is treated. Because as most people know, that if the water is not treated properly, it can basically give you diseases. You can become very, very sick. It can be hazardous to your health. And hazardous to your health, yes. On the PowerPoint, you'll see a picture of what looks like Jello on bed. That was our demonstration to show the process of how the waste was filtered out from when the water came in to when it leaves. So the really weird part that has like giant brown dots was when the water first went in, and then slowly it showed how all the stuff from the large chunks like wood and rocks was sorted out to the little things like twigs, leaves, and wrappers. And then it got to the bacteria and the algae, and then to the stage where it balanced out and it was finally safe enough for us to drink. And the other photo is the test that we did. In the beakers, test tubes, are samples of water. And we used the strips in a kit, to test, again, like the pH, ammonia, chlorine, and color.
So what happened when you applied second survey?
And then after, we applied this first survey without giving people any knowledge at all. We just went to their groups, handed them out the surveys, and was like, here, answer this the best to your ability. We fixed it all up, marked them all, and of course people did very bad. You can't expect to do good without proper knowledge. But then after, we went around with this board that you can see behind us.
Yes.
We went around with it, explained it to them, had a proper introduction. Yeah, like the proper seminar. We did it during TA time, which is on Thursdays for us. And people actually did way better. Of course, you can't expect people to really listen and pay attention if they're not all interested in it, but most people did really, really well.
So what did you cover in your seminar? How to detect quality of water, right?
Yeah.
And how to conserve water, right? How to have proper showers and toilets and washers, right, at home.
Yeah, we also did some calculations for showers, which are in the back here, which might be difficult to see. But it's basically an explanation that normal shower heads use 16 liters of water per minute. Yeah, 16 liters of water per minute. 20 if you have a 20-minute shower every couple days, etc., etc. But then low flow shower heads, we use only 10 liters per minute, and it shows a big difference. So we basically try to not push, but encourage people to switch to low flow shower heads to conserve some more of our water.
And same with the washers, right?
Same with the washers. And
uploaded versus uploaded, right?
yeah.
We found that a lot People were taking showers for an hour, some an hour and a half. I know someone who's guilty, but people were taking long showers, and it was girls, guys, everyone that was taking longer showers, or more than one shower a day. So
Yeah, it didn't realize how much you can save, right?
yeah,
I changed
Yeah,
that.
just by spending what, $20 for a new shower head? Yeah, it is a very long shower, and we learned that some people were taking like 2 showers a day, probably after like football practice or something here, but that's still 1 hour long showers a day adds up a lot, especially even if it's just a 20-minute shower.
and people were only thinking, oh, we gave them options on the quiz. How many liters do you think you use per shower? Most people were like 15 liters. Oh yeah, maybe about 10, 15 liters.
No, because the average for a 20-minute long shower with a normal shower head wasting 16 liters is 320 liters.
If you live with four people.
If you live with 4 people in your family, that adds up to 1,280 liters, which again is a lot.
What about if you compare with the different shower heads? You know, you can put your numbers.
And if it's a low flow shower head, a 20-minute shower with a low flow shower head, instead of it being 320, it's only 200.
And for the whole family?
For the whole family, for average family is a family of 4. It'd be almost 800 liters with a low flow shower head compared to
Yeah.
compared to 5,000, roughly 5,000 liters. So it's obviously a big difference. It's only an extra 6 liters. Is there anything else?
So how did you like the project?
It was fun.
Was it something interactive?
When we went to our first group to present, we were kind of awkward. We'll admit it. We were just kind of like walking around numbly, like nudging whether we should talk to each other, talk to them or not, and they didn't really seem all that interested. But then we went to the other TA group like right after, and we were in it like right away.
Practice, right?
How can you encourage students to consume less water?
By showing numbers only, right?
Mostly by showing them what they're really using. People will be like, oh, I'm not using that much water when I flush the toilet or take a shower. And then when you tell them, they're like, oh, okay, maybe I'll take that 5 minutes off my shower, or just that little bit more, less time being in there standing.
Yeah. Have you thought of a way to get out to more of the community? We have tried going out to our community more. We actually have a elementary school just down the road, just across the road from us, actually. And our Stella teacher, Mrs. Suzuki, emailed them, but they never got back to us, which is kind of upsetting because we were actually really excited to go.
We will try again.
A way that we really got the students involved in it was with Jell-O. It was like if you asked a question or something like that, you would get a cup of Jell-O. I mean, the computer get large. There was kind of a difficult way to like actually get out there because we have this huge board and there wasn't really a lot of time for us to do it with the way our schedules work. Me and Patricia both have different schedules. So we'd have to like work around that, and we'd have to make a permission form, and honestly it'd be quite difficult to do. Maybe you could present your results to other schools in your school board. Yeah, we tried to do that. We wanted to go to our old junior high, but that probably would have been an issue. Again, we'd probably have to make a permission form.
Yeah, field trip forms and all stuff like that.
Yeah, so it was kind of difficult. That's why we tried to want to go to the elementary school that, again, was just across the street, so all we'd have to do is roll the thing down there, but, again, we didn't get any
Sadly, we were unable to do so.
Yeah, it was exciting because you kind of really, really wanted to do it. Even if it was just like the grade 7s or 8s, it would have been easier. It would have been more fun. Another thing that happened that we found pretty funny is that on our quiz, one of the questions was, what does ammonia do? And one of the options was cheese. Obviously, it was a joke to try and like just to make it a little bit easier as the first go around. And we had a good laugh because one of the students actually circled cheese. And we had a really good laugh about that. Could you have gone out to various neighborhoods and spoken with people?
We could have, but the basis for that we did it around, we would need to have time for them to, okay, here's a quiz, do it. We would have to then wait for them to do it. And there's a variation in time for people. Some people flew through it. Other people were, okay, taking time. And then if we had gone, say, to just like the block beside the school, and went to, say, 30 houses, that could have taken maybe a day or a whole month on its own, just to get the quizzes back, talk to the people, explain it, and then be able to re-give them a quiz.
Maybe you could have an event at your school for parents, relatives, and others. Well, this is others, not the other.
That's a good idea.
That is a really good idea. Yeah, she asked a question. Maybe you could have an event at your school for parents, relatives, and others now that you'd be a village person.
Thank you for the idea.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. We'd have to talk to Mr. Angle as well, wouldn't we?
But I personally think that teenagers are the best group to reach out to save water, right? Can you read it? Sure.
Yeah, maybe we can do it sometime after school, maybe like on Thursday or something. Neither of us are busy.
Mm-hmm.
We now have a new idea.
You could track out the people in class.
Yeah.
Right? We can try and know from us too.
Yeah. Are there any more questions, I wonder?
We'll be getting into other questions soon. So I'd like to start with acknowledgements, and then we'll have any questions, and we'll also have a discussion. So thank you all for joining the webinar today. Thanks to all the participating schools, those which won and those who didn't win but still did great effort with their projects. Thank you to the judges. Thank you to RBC Blue Water Project for funding this competition, and the prizes the winning schools will receive have also been provided thanks to their funding. We have some questions, so if anybody has any general questions, then they can type them in now. Also, we have some discussion topics. For example, I noticed when the St. Joseph High School submitted their report, and also on the webinar today, that at the beginning 35% of people knew where their drinking water comes from. When I did the 2015 RBC Canadian Water Attitude Study and found that only 55% of people who live in urban centers strongly agree or somewhat agree with the statement, I know where my drinking water comes from, which means they're not even certain if they somewhat agree. Is this surprising considering that this is water that comes out of our taps every day, water that we shower or bathe in, we brush our teeth with it, we drink it? Is it surprising that we don't know where our drinking water comes from? A lot of us don't. So June had commented that she would like to see communities own and operate their watersheds. And I think that knowing where your water comes from is very important, because in order to respect the water in terms of water conservation and also to respect source water protection, to protect the source waters, it's important to know where your water comes from, to know what are we trying to protect. Where is our river? What are some dangers to our river? What are some things that might pollute it? Also, what are some current Canadian water issues or attitudes that you would like to see improved? Do you have neighbors who maybe way overwater their lawns? Do you have teenagers who take hour-long showers? What issues do you have in your lives or in your communities or in your neighborhoods in terms of water and water issues and attitudes? And what suggestions do you have to improve them? What can each of you do in order to encourage others to conserve water? Sorry, Elena, was that the first question, or I think it was the question right now? So basically the question is, what are some current Canadian water issues or attitudes that you would like to see improved? What are you seeing in your community? Are you seeing people who are watering at the wrong times of day? Are you seeing people who are washing their car out on their driveway? Are you seeing your teenagers go and have an hour-long shower? What are you seeing in terms of Canadian water issues or attitudes that you would like to see change? What is something that each of us could do to encourage others to conserve water? Yes, Alina, I agree that many people aren't mindful of how much they consume. Because, for example, I was very surprised to hear that some students at St. Joseph High School have hour-long showers. That's a really long time, and that's a lot of water. But I bet you none of them knew how many liters of water they were using during that hour. Yes, most do not know where their water comes from, and it's difficult to really respect and value the water when you don't know where your water comes from. I think that we really need to, all of us, educate others in our community about where our water comes from, what might endanger the quality of that water. Yes, Julie, people aren't aware of their behaviors in the watershed. I mean, to be honest, growing up, I didn't know where my drinking water came from. Until you really learn more about water, you don't really learn about where your water comes from. It's not something that people talk about a lot. So Alina says that they had a poster put up to remind their coworkers to use only as much water as they need. And actually, one of the participating schools in the competition, they are developing stickers that remind people to turn their taps off when they're not in use. So, for example, perhaps when they're brushing their teeth, they turn their taps off, or things like that, so that they don't waste water. And you've also installed water stations at schools. The winning schools are receiving water bottle filling stations. Yeah, we need to educate the people in our community. Our water is a limited resource, and oftentimes oil or other contaminants can basically make it non-reusable because it's being damaged to the point of 1 drop of water can pollute 1 million drops of oil, or 1 liter of water, or 1 liter of oil can pollute 1 million liters of water, or 1 drop of oil can pollute 1 million drops of water. So it's very important that we don't put things like oil or things like that into our rivers. That's something that one of our funders really drives the point home about in terms of our funder, Clark. They have the education that goes out to communities that talks about 1 liter of oil contaminating 1 million liters of water. Does anybody else have any comments regarding what's going on in their communities, or how surprised they are by the number of people who don't know where their water comes from? The students at St. Joseph High School, were you surprised when you did the first survey and you found the results to be 35%?
Yeah, we were. We were actually pretty shocked about some of the answers we got for the quiz.
hard to believe people's wasting all this water and they don't even know
where it's coming from,
and how
what it goes through, what you're really putting into your body when you use it.
How much you waste, right?
Yeah. So it's kind of shocking, actually.
So Alina, you'd like the contact information for the teacher who works with the students. Do you mean in Edmonton or all of the schools? I would need to get the permission to share their email address with you.
So we have in our school, in a Catholic school board, we have a program that is called Center for Excellence in Laboratory Learning, and I'm instructor and coordinator of the program, so you're very welcome to contact us. With pleasure.
We hope to hold the competition again or some version of the competition again in the future. It will of course depend on funding, but we're hoping to hold a competition like this again in the future. So if you have any questions about us or our educational kits or anything else, feel free to contact us. Our mailing address is now on the screen, or you can phone me at 306-934-0389, or my email address is info@safewater.org, or Tim's is takingaction@safewater.org, and our website is www.safewater.org. So feel free to visit our website to ask us questions. We have educational kits which will be going out to schools. Most of our educational kits are sent out to schools in April and May, so many will be sent out soon. Thank you, St. Joseph High School, for participating in the competition, and I hope that you really enjoy your prizes. You'll be talking to Tim about the prizes and exactly what you're going to be receiving and all the logistics around that. And hopefully you will be able to have an event at your school to showcase the prizes with your parents and maybe uncles and aunts and people like that, and to also teach them about what you learned about water and what you learned about people's attitudes about water. Okay, so if there are no last minute questions or comments or anything like that, I guess we'll close up for the webinar, and we'll definitely be in contact with you in regards to the prizes, and congratulations again, and we hope you enjoy the prizes and continue to educate others about water quality issues, and you're going to be receiving an Operation Water Pollution, Operation Water Biology, and Operation Water Drop Kit. So you'll be able to do a lot more testing and to teach others what you learn from doing that testing. And thank you, Alina, for participating. So everybody, go on and have a good World Water Day, a great rest of your World Water Day. And if anybody has any questions, then they can feel free to contact us at any time.